My awful husband refused to answer my calls while I was in labor because we were fighting. Now he's furious that my brother told him I died in the hospital and demands I cut him off. My husband and I got into a fight a week before my daughter's birth because he casually suggested a paternity test for our daughter when she was born. This came out of the blue and I never expected him to ask that because he's saying he wants to make sure I didn't cheat. I'm a homebody who works remotely with no male friends other than my brother. When I mentioned that I didn't like being accused of cheating, he said he just wanted to be sure. This was the topic of conversation for 3 days straight, which made me stressed and physically ill. I told him I didn't want to talk to him and left for my brother's house. I did something thinking while alone and realized I wanted to work things out, so I tried calling him multiple times throughout the day, but he kept ignoring my calls. A day after that, I went home while he was at work to grab some things, and there, I went into labor. I called him 16 times and didn't get a single reply back. I then called my brother and he drove me to the hospital. He also tried calling my husband half a dozen times, but they got ignored too. It was a horrible and traumatic birth. The baby was too far along and the doctor had to deliver her in the back of my brother's van. I also kept bleeding out, and my sister-in-law, who's a nurse, told me there was a chance I wouldn't have made it. That scared me like hell. I hated all of this. I also had a hysterectomy after all this, which I was fine with because I only wanted one kid, but my husband wants a large family. I'm trying to bond with my daughter, but it's been hard. 10 hours after all of this went down, my husband finally responded and asked why I hadn't answered his call. However, my brother had my phone and was so angry that he said, "This is Ops brother, I'm at the hospital. She didn't make it." Then he turned the phone off. My husband rushed over and started screaming at my brother, asking him why he scared him like that and called him a PP. Security had to force him out and he didn't get to see our daughter until the next day. My sister-in-law thinks the prank was horrible, but says he deserved it. My brother stands by his prank, because he only gave my husband 10 minutes of the same fear he had felt at my side for over 10 hours. Whenever he sees my husband, he keeps telling him that I nearly died because we waited for him. My brother used to be mostly indifferent to my husband, but now he absolutely hates him. You can see it in his face whenever my husband enters the room. He's been visiting a lot because he doesn't trust my husband to care for me while I'm healing. My husband is furious that he won't apologize and that I won't make him. He yelled at me when I said that the only reason my brother had my phone was because he wasn't there. I'm trying my best to sympathize with my husband because I know he feels guilty. However, his mom has been texting me to say that my family is horribly cruel for the prank, and that I should go no contact with my brother. My husband agrees with her, but why would I ghost the only person who was with me for those hellish 10 hours? Not even 2 weeks ago, my husband was accusing me of cheating on him. Now he wants me to get rid of my only support system. It's been hard to be in the same room with my husband, and I've been sleeping in the guest room with my daughter. And this man had the nerve of bringing up paternity again. I just exhaustedly told him to either get out of my face or go stay with his mom if he's planning on stressing me out even more. He went to our room and just locked himself in there. I don't think this will be something we can come back from. I won't be able to heal with him because there is no way he didn't know it was me calling, and he still hasn't told me why he didn't answer. I actually don't want to forget how terrible it was waiting on him, thinking he couldn't possibly leave me like that no matter how angry he was. I wouldn't want my daughter to think it's okay to stay with a man who destroyed her trust that way either. I will be contacting an attorney, and will be filing for divorce.